What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ziah from Ziah TV, back with another video. And if you didn't see the last video, then as you guys know, or you may not know, Judiceo, aka the Shizzy, him and his wife are currently sick, so they're not going to be joining us. And then on top of being sick, once the sickness is over, he's actually going to be leaving for like a week on vacation and everything. So I'm going to be doing this solo for a little bit. I know you guys seem to really like the last video, and a lot of you guys said that I did great solo, so thank you guys for that. Before we get into this, we are going to be doing Spinebreaker, as you can see on the screen. I have made a community post and asked you guys to link me the best one. There's a lot of cool ones that you guys linked me. I went with one that I thought would just be the easiest to react to, because this one just has the lyrics, and it is like a rap song. And so usually when we listen to like rap focused BTS songs on this channel, as most of you guys know, we really try to focus on the lyrics and stuff like that. So it makes sense that we're doing a lyric video. A lot of the other videos either just weren't in English, or it's hard to find good ones. And so this one seemed to be fine. I know that one of the people had linked me this one. A couple of you guys also linked me some other ones that I did check out, and they were good too, but I decided to go with this one just for the sake of making it the easiest to really analyze the lyrics. But before that, I do have some new patrons to announce. Super excited about that. So again, thank you guys so much. So let's just go from the list here. We have again, if I mess up your name, I'm sorry. I am not the best with names. But I have Pau. I'm assuming that's Pau maybe. Support tier patron. Kimberly, loyal support tier patron. Mary, true support tier patron. Lucky B, support tier patron. Sue B, loyal support tier patron. Sarah, support tier patron. Jawatizdi. Again, I'm sorry. Support tier patron. Esther, support tier patron. Deborah, loyal support tier patron. I just want to know their names. Support tier patron. Anna, support tier patron. Delani, support tier patron. Mary, support tier patron. Tori, support tier patron. And NYNY, support tier patron. So thank you all so much. Thank you. Huge thank you to everyone who's joined the Patreon recently, and all of our new patrons. You guys are awesome. Trust me. Seriously, couldn't do this without you. You have no idea how much it does help. If you guys don't know, we basically don't make any money from YouTube, because as a reaction channel, basically all the things we react to is copyright, which means that the copyright holders get all the money. So, we don't really make anything off these videos. It's more of a passion thing. So we do want to do this full time. So really join the Patreon is the best way to help support us and stuff like that, and get us to that full time where, we can do it. So thank you guys so much. Here is the updated list. As you can see, it's large. It's over 4 pages now. It's awesome. Seriously, you guys have no idea how awesome it actually is to see this list keep growing. So again, thank you guys so much. And if you want to get really cool perks, as well as a link to the private Discord and a link to Born Singer, because we did Born Singer, but it did get permanently blocked on YouTube. So the only way we can do it is through the Patreon. We decided just to make it a Patreon-only exclusive video. Then patreon.com/ZiahTV. A lot of really cool perks there. Again, linked private Discord and stuff if you do $3 or more. We have tiers starting as low as $1 a month. So if you want to check that out, feel free. If you wish to support us, feel free. If not, totally fine. Totally understand. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into Spinebreaker. I'm really excited about this one because I love, my favorite BTS songs are the rap focused ones. I'm just a fan of rap more than anything else. So I'm really looking forward to see what this one offers us and see what we can pull from this one. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, hold up. I didn't mean to stop it so early, but damn, he kind of sound like Dr. Dre right there at the beginning with that yeah. It sound like fuck. What song am I thinking of? I'm sure you guys know if you know old school rap and Dr. Dre. But okay, I'm liking this. It has an old school hip hop vibe. Okay, BTS, I see you. Let's restart it. I won't pause it again real quick after that. But damn, I was not expecting that.
수십 짜리 신발에 또 수백 짜리 패딩 수십 짜리 시계에 또 으스대지 개닉 교육은 산으로 가고 학생도 산으로 가 21세기 계급은 반으로 딱 나눠져 있는 자와 없는 자 쉬는 자와 없는 자 입은 자와 벗는 자 또 길을 써서 얻는 자 이게 뭔 일이니 유행해서 넌 밀리니 때를 쓰고 애를 써서 얻어내지 찔리지 가득한 패딩 마냥 욕심을 계속 차 휴지는 부모 등골을 받
Okay, hold up, wait a minute. Alright, so Suga is obviously coming in and he's just bringing the heat immediately. Like, there's nothing else you can say. So I do want to go back and I kind of want to break down the lyrics. I'm probably not going to break down every single bar as we have done some, like, in the past. For some of our other songs, works better when we're together and we can kind of have more of a conversation. I mean, it's only really going to be having a conversation with you guys. It's a little bit different. So I'm going to start it and just try to catch the bars that I really like.
수십 짜리 신발에 또 수백 짜리 패딩 수십 짜리 시계에 또 으스대지 개닉 교육은
Okay. So I believe because a lot of you guys asked for this in the last reaction that I did, and you guys gave a little bit of information on what this one was about and kind of like what was going on here. So I do know that this song is basically referring to the younger generation and how they put so much emphasis on like fancy clothes, like designer clothes and all that, as well as like a couple other things. But that's kind of like the overarching theme of this. And I just love the fact that Suga's verse, like he starts out with it and like he automatically sets the scene right here. Like, you know, this is a little cold in my room, but it's starting to heat up a little bit, probably because Suga spends so much heat. But with shoes worth a couple hundred, pad jacket worth a couple thousand. And the next bar. Yeah, that's cool because he's saying like he's basically like addressing that younger generation specifically, and he's like, oh, you know, like you have like all these expensive, you know, like the Gucci, the Prada, you know, all that stuff, like all the expensive stuff. He's like, you're wearing all this shit, and you feel so good about yourself and everything like that, and like it's almost. I won't say like 100% like condescending tone, but he's saying it as like it's not like a good thing. You know what I mean? He's saying like you think you're so cool because you're wearing all this stuff, and then the next line where he says education goes over the hill and the student identity goes over the hill too, and then follows it up with I'll play it. Yeah, so you know what this was referring to and like what I got out of it was he's saying that like in the 21st century, like these kids and that are going to school and everything, they're like divided. There's like the kids that like really don't care, and that's like kind of like the majority. It's just like don't really care about like their schooling anymore, any of that. And then there are the kids that still do, but like he's mainly focusing on those that like don't. They kind of just like whatever, it's over the hill, like they don't care anymore about like the schooling, education, all that. It's not as important to them. What's really important to them is like these fancy designer clothes and keeping up with trends.
쉬는 자와 없는 자 입은 자와 벗는 자 또 길을 써서 얻는 자 이게 뭔 일이니 유행해서 넌 밀리니 때를 쓰고 애를 써서 얻어내지 찔리지 가득한 패딩 마냥.
I do like that line too because he's like poking fun at him. He's like, oh, did you did you fall behind the trend? Did I strike a nerve? You know, it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very much like poking fun and like making fun of like these kids and stuff like that, as if like they responded to him in a way. So he's responding back like, oh, did I poke a nerve? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a little attack, but I like that. It's a very much more aggressive BTS than what we're usually used to. So I do like that, like he's just coming out hard like that. It's nice.
욕심을 계속 차 휴지는 부모 등골을 받아 넌 메모 찾지 돈은 다 있다고 졸라대니 안 사줄 수도 없다고 에이요 베이비 철딱선이 없게 굳이 말할 그가 패딩 안 입는다고 어라 죽진 나는 패딩 안 해고 웨이터를 채우기 전에 이 머릿속 개념을 채우기 늦기 전에 I'm out.
Ooh, okay, so Suga ended that, and you know, I love the part where he's like, baby, stop whining. Like, you know, you won't freeze just because you don't have that jacket. And then he said, with your parents, I think it was with your parents, like, I'm not gonna be able to grab it with the 5 seconds. Hold on. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. But he said that like your parents' curved spines, I believe it was, like cold-hearted and stuff. And what I think that means is he's basically saying like, because they're their kids, like they don't have jobs, like they're not buying this stuff for themselves. Like they are asking and whining and begging their parents to buy it for them because they're like, oh, I need to keep up with the trends. I won't be cool. I won't have any friends, you know, and basically like guilt tripping their parents into getting them like these expensive, nice, trendy clothes, riding trends, following the trends and everything like that. And like it's so cold hearted because it's like I can see what's called like Spinebreaker, because it's using that term as if like you're breaking your parents back by having them, or like forcing them to buy you all these like expensive clothes, you know what I mean? Because like they're expensive, they're not cheap, so they're like, you know, they want to do what's best for you and stuff, and like they probably just want to hear you stop bitching and whining and complaining all the damn time. So it's like backbreaking to them financially to keep supporting you financially, just so you can keep riding these trends and stuff, so that way you feel better about yourself and fit in. And then, you know, he goes into talk about how like, oh, like all your friends have it, so they have to get it for you and everything. So definitely throwing jabs at like that newer generation that focuses more on like riding trends and having the fancy clothes rather than like the education side of it, which is the actual important part. All right, let's get into RM's verse. 그게 너의 맘을 조여버릴 거야, dirty clothes. So it's kind of interesting because like they're saying like dirty clothes, you know, and I think that most people, if they just like heard it and they weren't really like analyzing the lyrics like I'm doing right now, they'd be like, oh, dirty clothes. It's kind of weird because it doesn't really match with having like nice expensive clothes. Like you would assume they'd be clean, right? But I think what's going on here is the dirty isn't referring to like actual like dirt on them, but it's more like how you got them makes it dirty. It's like dirty money almost, you know, where it's like the fact that the only reason why you have these clothes is because you whined and bitched and, you know, broke your parents' backs to obtain these clothes. They're dirty in that way, you know what I mean? Like you didn't really get them like cleanly or and stuff like that. Like you literally had to do all of this like whining, complaining, and bitching just to get these clothes. And so I think that's what he means by like dirty clothes. And then the part where it's like you're something different, rock and rolling, swagging, swagger, wrong. I love that because it's kind of like, because that's like something that a lot of like kids and like these like newer generations use for sure, is like swagger, swagging, like all that stuff. And he's basically saying like wrong, you know, like you think you're so cool, but you're actually not. So I really like that. 그게 너의 맘을 조여버릴 거야, dirty clothes. 네가 바로 등골 breaker. 부모님의 등골 breaker. 언젠가는 후회하게 될 거야. Before we get into Arm's verse, I just want to finish up on like the chorus and everything like that. And it's so funny because it's so true. It's like, you know, you're a spine breaker, but you'll regret it because like as you get older, hopefully that's the hope, is that like you'll like realize that like you didn't need all these expensive clothes and like all these name brand shit. You know what I mean? Like riding trends and all that. Like it's dumb. It's like it's honestly really stupid. So for you to like sit there and whine and complain and do all this and break your parents' back just so you can have the trending clothes is so stupid. You're gonna end up regretting it later because you're gonna realize, like me, like I don't care about name brands. Hashtag to all the people out there, shop at Ross, dress for less. You know what I mean? Like none of the stuff I'm wearing is like name brand right now. Like this is all just like stuff that like looked good, so you know I bought it and it was cheap. It wasn't Gucci or anything like that, you know. So I like that. I love the message of this song so far. 왜 불렀지? 너네 요즘 참 배불렀지? 남의 인생 참견이 총 주제 넣지 스톱빈 향전뿐인 말들을 왜 계속해? 내가 받은 돈 내가 쓰겠다는데 5천만의 취향을 다 니들처럼 마셔. 야 만족할 사람들이지 제발 넌 아잘 사셔. 네 인생 말여 니가 나면 말 안 하겠어. 그래 내 팬인 더럽게 비싸고 더럽게 안 예뻐. What I say. Ooh, RM. Okay. So, you know I love my boy RM, and I love this because he comes in and he like addresses them very informally. He's like, "What's up, kid?" Like, you know, like usually when someone refers to you as like kid, like in that way, it's almost demeaning. You know, like it's very informal and almost like demeaning. Like no one really likes to be referred to as kid in that way, because it almost putting you as like a position of like higher than them in a way. And I'm not saying like RM is trying to do that necessarily because he thinks he's better than them or anything like that. It's just like that's the message, is how it comes across, because it adds to the effect of what he's saying. And he's like saying you don't know how good you have it these days, because you know, even though when we looked at Bapse, you know, it was talking about how hard kids have this generation. But like this song is also saying that like, hey, like it's not all like sunshines and rainbows in terms of like it's completely one side with the argument, because kids do have it easier these days. Maybe not like financially or the financial side, but on like a technology side, like a technological side, you know. And so like I think that's also something important to point out when you're talking about like the argument of like these older generations versus these younger generations, is it's not completely one-sided. Like there's still arguments to be made on both sides that are both very valid. And then he goes and he's like, maybe I'm crossing the line for butting into other people's lives. Why do you keep saying those empty words? So, you know, he's recognizing it's like, hey, maybe it's not my place to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And then, you know, when he's talking about you'll only be satisfied if I spend my money like yours, you know, and he's saying that like, if I wanted that stuff that you want, like the fancy designer clothes and everything like that, like I would spend my own money. I think it was like another bar, basically what he's meaning from that bar, even though it's not exact words. And I love that, because like he's just spitting so much truth, like it's so real. He's like, hey, look, like if you want all this stuff, you know, if you have these expensive tastes and everything like that, he's not saying necessarily that that's the part that's bad. It's the fact that you're not spending your own money, like you're breaking your parents' backs to get it. That's like the bad part. Like sure, if you're working hard and everything like that, and you want to buy a Gucci shirt for whatever reason, and you have the extra money to do that, then like yeah, go ahead, it's your money. You know, you made it, spend it how you like. You know, but he's saying that like you can be really smart about your money, and this is not being smart with your money. I also really like that line where he's like, yeah, my jacket's really really expensive but not pretty at all. I love that because he's almost poking fun at the fact that a lot of like these like fancy like trends and like Gucci and like designer clothes, some of them don't actually even look good. You know, like you'll see people wearing them and it's like, what the hell is that? Like you actually spent money. It's not like you spent $20-$30 on it. Like you spent hundreds of dollars on that, really? And it's so true. I've seen so many like trendy or fashionable or like, again, like the Gucci, like the designer clothes. And I'm just like, that's just ugly as hell. Like I would never be caught wearing that. So I love that too, because he points out that point. It's like, sometimes doesn't even look good. Like you're kind of just stupid for buying it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I'm loco. Is it no-go? I know they ain't cheap, but they got mochos. But 난 내 할 일은 잘해 부모님 등골 안 부셔. 진짜 freak 나이 먹고 아직도 방구석 and no.
Oh, so that's interesting because he almost plays devil's advocate there, and he like kind of takes on the role of like the kid he's referring to, you know. And you can tell because like his just the language that's being used, and also the fact that his voice changes and it's like a mocking voice, you know. And what I really like about it is that I really want it. So what do I do? It's kind of like having like this internal monologue where it's like the kid justifying why he feels justified to like get obtain the clothes anyway. And he's like, well, my friends have it and they're poorer than me, so like I have no choice but to buy it, right? Like I need this, like I have to keep up that image and everything. And he's saying, yes, I'm loco, like am I crazy for doing this and stuff? Is a no, you know. It's very fun language. He's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't break my parents' spines, like basically saying that like these kids don't even realize that like they're breaking their parents' spines for this. Like most of them are like don't even know or fully like have conceptualized the fact that like that this is happening. Like you're actually breaking your parents' spines by having them like spend all this money just on like this fancy clothes and stuff, because they're so like ignorant to the idea, because they don't care. They just want to keep up with the trends.
도대체 왜 이래 미쳤어 baby 그게 너의 맘을 조여버릴 거야 너도 dirty clothes 나도 dirty clothes 누구나 겪어봤겠지 입고 거리로 나가보면 어깨에 힘 빡 들어가고 나보다 작아 보이지 like Oliver 멀리 보도
Ooh, that's interesting, J-Hope. Okay. I really like that. Again, he's going back to the dirty clothes thing, and again, like we talked about earlier, it's not dirty in terms of like they're actually dirty. It's just like the way that you acquired them and everything, and the fact that like you didn't get them like I guess like legitly, not that you got them illegally or stole them or anything, but the fact that your parents bought them for you after all your whining and bitching and stuff. And he goes and say like we've all worn like expensive clothes and like felt good about ourselves and everything, and then everyone looks smaller. Like I'm Gulliver. I don't know how to pronounce that. I seen so long ago, but if you don't, there's like it comes from this it was a movie. I think it was a movie. I don't think it was a show. I'm pretty sure it was a movie. I could be wrong. It's been a long time. Where it's like the adventures of Gulliver. I'm just gonna say Gulliver. And basically he like traveled all around the world and stuff. And then he kind of had like this image in his head where he thought he was better than everyone because he had all this knowledge from traveling the world that others didn't. Like he had all this information that others didn't and all this experience and everything. So that's like a really, really good reference right there. I really like that reference because like it's just so clever. Like it's a really good, clever reference. And it's true. Like I think we've all had a point where we might have owned some nicer clothes or just put on like our best outfit and stuff. And you're feeling yourself, you're feeling good and everything. And some people like they let it go to their heads and they're like, oh, look at me, like I look so good, I look so fresh. What is that guy wearing? Like that type of stuff. So and again, at the end of the day, like it's all just ridiculous. Like none of that stuff matters.
나도 dirty clothes 누구나 겪어봤겠지 입고 거리로 나가보면 어깨에 힘 빡 들어가고 나보다 작아 보이지 like Oliver 멀리 보도 예해 근데 넌 너무 배가 부른 상태 체해 후회해 넌 계속 swag해 하나 보면 맘은 배제 그래 말리지 않을게 이제 맘을 정해 와우 기분 좋아 걸쳐보는 너의 dirty clothes 넌 뭔가 다른 rock and roll is swag alone 도대체 왜 이래 미쳤어 baby 그게 너의 맘을 조여버릴 거야 dirty clothes 네가 바로 등골 breaker 부모님의 등골 breaker 언젠가는 후회하게 될 거야 빌어먹을 등골 breaker.
Whew. Okay. That was straight heat. That was fire. Like I love that song so much, and not just because of the message that's in it, but like it just sounds so good. Like for like a modern K-pop group to come in and really nail that like old school like West Coast hip hop, like almost like 90s like feel and sound to it, like I'm blown away. Like that's absolutely amazing. I love the sound of that. I grew up on like the 90s hip hop and rap and everything, and listening to like things like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and all that. So like they nailed the sound. So I'm so impressed that they nailed the sound so well. Like this sounds so. Like, if you were to show me this song and me have no information about who BTS was, I would literally think it was from that time. You know what I mean? Like, that's, like, how good it is. So, like, I'm blown away by that. That was absolutely amazing. One thing I wanted to touch on was, like, the last part of J-Hope's verse. Or was it? I think it's right here. Yeah, so he's saying like, hey, if you want to do it, I'm not going to stop you, whatever. It's your decision. You have the power to make your own decisions in life. But, just like think about your parents. Like, you have your swag on, but what about them? And it's not necessarily because they don't have the clothes too. He's just saying like, like at what cost did you achieve, that look that you were looking for, and following those trends, like, at what cost, and like, is the cost worth it? So, I mean, man, that right there, I'm gonna keep this actually maximized just so aesthetic. So that right there, that was like, whoa. I mean, I can definitely see why you guys want me to react to that one. That one was absolutely incredible. I was not expecting that, like I said, like that old school, like West Coast 90s vibe, and like just for it to sound so good. Like, I expected it to sound good because BTS. I didn't expect them to pull off that sound so good. That's just very impressive. So absolutely love that one. If you want me to watch the explanation video to this one and react to it, then let me know down below. thank you guys so much for making it to this part in the video. If you did make it to this part in the video, then leave this emoji right here. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but you know, we like to play emoji scavenger hunt on this channel, so I get to know where the real fans are at because they watch the video all the way through. Everything probably gonna be something clothes related, honestly, because you know, or maybe a spine or something. I don't know. I'll find it. You guys will see it. You guys will leave them down below. If you can't find the emoji, it's okay. Just leave whatever and just reference it, so that way I know that you still made it to the end of the video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, share this video with your friends. Let me know what other BTS songs I should react to while I'm here solo, especially. I need more ideas. Thank you guys so much. Really good way to actually, this links me back to the Patreon plugin. Really good way to actually give us video suggestions and specific song suggestions and have a higher chance of us seeing them is actually by joining our Discord, the private Discord. If you go to patreon.com/ZiahTV and pledge $3 or more, that gets you a private link to the private Discord, and we have like a video suggestions section in there, and we've done like most of the songs that people have suggested from there. It's just so much easier because I mean, I try to read it through all the YouTube comments, but we literally get hundreds on like every single video, and so sometimes like, you know, your suggestions just get lost, and unfortunately I don't see them, or like I'll be scrolling through and like I'll see them, but like trying to re-find them is really hard. So there, it's so much more manageable. It's so much easier, you know. So again, if you want to do that, you can do that. If you don't have the money, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Still, thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.
Yo, wanna come up, your man better step up. Matter of fact, better just watch from my checkup. Matter of fact, better just stop and flex up. Matter of fact, just know I'm finna blow up. Wait, hold up, is it too late? Just set the record straight.